Alright, so next to my chronology of blades is apparently this common Wind's Knuckleclaws one, which is of course the blade of the unnamed core crystal given to Rex by Azerda. And boy is this timing great! With Nia captured and Small Potato Tor not being able to waken blades, it's nice to at least have some healer in the party, with several healing specials and the like. Let's see if Azerda has any more details. Oh yes, has Rex been getting along with Hayat? Hayat? You mean Umi, right? No, I'm referring to the blade Hayat, the Wind's Knuckleclaw blade that should have awakened from the unnamed core crystal. Huh, well, it seems that despite being a Wind's Knuckleclaws, different realities contain different blades that meet those standards and have different battle skills too. But luckily, while Azerda and I have been trying to understand the multiverse, it looks like Rex and Tora have teamed up to make something even better. Poppi, technically Poppi Alpha, is a drill shield artificial blade made by Tora since he can't resonate with core crystals but wanted to be a driver anyway. Engineered from the blueprints handed down through Tora's family for generations, Poppi is a marvel of technology, capable of channeling ether just as well as any other blade, because as we all know, the power to channel ether comes entirely through clothing, hence why the bion connectors that hold on her hat were so important. But Tora also knew that the blade gotcha and its horrid RNG were a miserable experience, and designed Poppi to be super customizable, as she can be outfitted with tons of different components to change her operations for maximum effectiveness. While Poppi herself is a blade, Tora doesn't want to feel left out, and having programmed Poppi to be considerate of that, Tora has his own slew of arts to use when it's his turn to wield the drill shield, and with his art rigid shield, he'll do just that and nothing else. But he also has a spin attack, spinning cutter, that ticks off enemies a little extra, a topple art that hits harder when Tora is panicking because Poppi isn't doing her job, and apparently the shield can also produce a drill that Tora can steadily drive into airborne enemies. Ouch. Regardless of the role CPU she takes on, Poppi is first and foremost a tank, most obviously from her Nipponic Iron make, which boosts both physical and ether defense, as most blades aren't made of metal like Poppi is. Poppi's second battle skill is Guard Shift, which isn't the mode she shifts into, but is again referring to her running the Guard Shift and being the party tank, having a higher block rate in addition to her defenses. But like any job, it's possible to slack off, and to avoid getting fired both metaphorically and maybe literally, Poppi has an emergency mode should Tora get low in health where she steps it up and increases her block rate even more. But like any good combatant, Poppi can also attack, and like any other blade, use specials. But Poppi has specials with customizable special effects that have so many options this video would be the length of an actual Poppi guide if I even just read them all. And changing them out frequently takes too long too, so just pop in whatever you have on hand and call it a day. Her blade arts fall under this Poppi swap category too, but the specials themselves still contribute to blade combos, and you can pick Poppi's element between electric, wind, ice, and the default earth. As a robot though, electric just makes the most sense. But for the specials themselves, Poppi's level 1 is Poppi Spinning Slash, where Poppi spins and slashes because Tora is good at naming his variables. He did the best he could with Nipponic Storm in that regard. Poppi's level 2, where she'll create a swirling vortex of damage. Her level 3 is Poppi Drill, and because programmers don't get paid for creativity, this one has Poppi using the drill shield as a drill. Poppi and Tora together use her level 4 special Jet Biter, and by this point I hope you can extrapolate what that does. As not only an artificial blade, but also a robot, Poppi is also super useful outside of battle. Having been worked on by 3 generations of Nopon, Poppi has access to Nopon wisdom at said associated level, able to access any of it instantaneously. She also has pneumatic boosters in both her arms and legs, and with her reinforced frame gives her access to both 3 levels of strength and leaping. But not until Tora's earned it by building trust with her like a real blade. Oh, and she can also fly too, but that's not canon out of cutscenes. Poppi gets almost all of her equipment from Poppi Swap, but she can still use a core chip as other blades do. The Hexagon chip will make the shield legendary, and the Hadron chip will put it in its final form, but the Coil chip makes it a custom shield, which really embodies what Poppi is all about. Tora, however, needs regular equipment, which I guess means he is in fact a real driver. I bet he can make a really cool hat using an iron headband as a base, adding a bolt hat to store spare parts for Poppi, and then a high-tech eye patch so he can look like the coolest driver in all rest. Alternatively, you could settle for a shield attachment and support whatever poor soul made them, since Poppi is the only blade who can make use of them. Then, for pouch items, Tora really likes juicy salmon, but in the standard rules of communally sharing food, he should really start with the cream orange paratha before Nia eats them all. Poppi would also be proficient in the Steamwork organ, and as we all know, is in fact strong enough to carry around an entire organ. Finally, you don't need to worry about other blades, as Tora can't resonate with core crystals, which means Poppi is his only blade until he builds another one or just stumbles upon one magically in the wild. In summary, Poppi is a good tank with superior defenses, but even Poppi can't defend Tora for why he has so many maid outfits in his closet.
Guard her, and defend her against her enemies.
That shrew thinks she owns the place, just because she curries favor with the Emperor.
How may I be of service, Master?
You are under arrest.